Right now, we have new information about what led up to the shooting at the fireworks festival over the weekend and an update on the victim's condition. And a Wisconsin World War II veteran receives an honor from an unexpected place 70 years later.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Hain. Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Madison police say the 20-year-old man who was shot at Shake the Lake on Saturday night has been released from the hospital. Officials say the incident started with two groups fighting. Then one person pulled out a handgun and fired several rounds. Police say everyone involved in the fight knew each other. Officials have not said whether they're looking for a shooting suspect or if someone is in custody. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, Police Chief Mike Koval, Mayor Sacha Rose Conway, and the city attorney will hold a news conference about the incident over the weekend. Chief Koval released a statement saying the shooting was an anomaly and should not define Shake the Lake for years to come. And Mayor Rose Conway released a statement saying that it was entirely unacceptable that someone brought a gun to the event. She says she'll be working with police and other city staff to see what can be done to enhance security and safety at this and other public events. She mentioned the state legislature has advanced reckless gun laws and has reduced the rights of cities to take action. Well, thunderstorms in the forecast all week long. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese would look at your first alert forecast. Good morning, Chris, or good afternoon, I guess it is, Chris.
Good afternoon, Mark. Well, we had storms pretty much all morning, especially towards the west of Madison. We are now starting to see a change on our sky cam. Instead of that dark gray, cloudy look, we're seeing some blue, and that is sunshine. The temperature 80 degrees right now. Winds are still calm. Here's the deal: where the winds are blowing, they're kind of blowing out of the north in some spots, south in others, but we're all going to warm things up. And high-resolution Doppler clear of those showers and thunderstorms now. A lot of what was around this morning has since begun to weaken. Here's one thing that comes out of that. We are seeing more sunshine. Here's cloud cover starting to fall apart. Dew points, though, they're up there. We're talking dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. This is what I call the air you can wear. It's going to be very warm and very humid throughout the day. Heat indices, if temperatures aren't there, will at least feel like 90.
And yesterday certainly was an interesting day. 2 shelf clouds in a row?
Yeah, yesterday was fun. I guess I can say that much.
At least no one was hurt.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Chris. New at noon, former Wisconsin Badgers and Green Bay Packers tight end Lance Kendricks has been sentenced to 6 months of probation for possessing marijuana. Last week, Kendricks pleaded no contest to the misdemeanor charge. If he completes 8 hours of community service, the charge will be dropped. Half of that service will be done at 4 Milwaukee high schools. The deadline to close the troubled Lincoln Hills Youth Prison has been extended. On Friday, Governor Tony Evers signed a bill into law giving the state Department of Corrections another 6 months to close the facility and create smaller facilities for juvenile offenders. Originally, the deadline was January 1st of next year. Governor Evers had called that timeline too aggressive. The governor said in a statement today his top priority remains getting kids out of that youth prison. Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris is being attacked over her heritage, but she's receiving support from some of her 2020 rivals. A conservative commentator accused the senator from California of not being black enough. He tweeted, "Kamala Harris is not American black. She is half Indian and half Jamaican." The president's son, Donald Trump Jr., retweeted it, but quickly deleted the post. Senator Harris marched in the Pride Parade in San Francisco yesterday while facing attacks about her race on social media.
We are a nation that has a lot to be proud of, and there are aspects of our history that we cannot be proud of.
I was born black, I will die black.
Political rivals quickly came to her defense. Senator Cory Booker said Harris, quote, doesn't have blank to prove. Former Vice President Joe Biden said the same forces of hatred rooted in birtherism that questioned President Obama's American citizenship and even his racial identity are now being used against Senator Kamala Harris. It is disgusting. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the Trump administration negotiators will meet North Korean counterparts to resume denuclearization talks in the coming weeks. President Trump made history yesterday when he became the first sitting U.S. president to enter North Korea. He talked with Kim Jong-un for nearly an hour. In a tweet, the president said his visit to North Korea was an important statement and an honor. Talks to dismantle North Korea's nuclear program broke down earlier this year, and despite a hiatus in testing, North Korea has continued to produce material for nuclear weapons. A Wisconsin veteran is receiving an award he didn't expect. 100-year-old Robert Rigel fought in 4 battles during World War II. He's earned a Victory Medal and other high honors, but his latest recognition isn't coming from the American government. Rigel was awarded the French Legion of Honor Medal, the highest military distinction given to those who have accomplished exceptional deeds for France.
A true American hero. And today, by decision of the French president, he will become officially a true French hero.
I feel blessed to be part of it, to be his son, and have him still alive when he can experience this.
Rigel's son Chuck and many other family members came to the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King to witness the ceremony. Though Rigel's service ended 7 decades ago, his fight for freedom is something that will never be forgotten by America nor its allies. Congratulations to him. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen working on a dish that'll make your 4th of July bash the talk of the town. That's coming up next.
Can you believe that the 4th of July is right around the corner? For many of us, that means getting together with family and friends for a cookout. My guess is that you'll be grilling the all-American combo of hot dogs and hamburgers. But if you want to kick things up a bit, how about adding a new potato salad to your spread? It's got a Tex-Mex twist, and it's so easy. We start by boiling about 3 pounds of white potatoes until they're fork tender. Once they are, we drain them really well before cutting them into chunks. At this point, we combine some mayo with an envelope of taco seasoning and stir it until it's well mixed. This gets added to our chunked up potatoes, along with some shredded cheddar cheese, sliced scallions, a can of black sliced olives that we've drained really well. And are you ready for this? Lots of coarsely crushed ranch-flavored tortilla chips. Once everything is mixed and the potato salad is chilled, it's ready to serve. It's one of those dishes that makes everyone want to go back for seconds. We're not sure if it's the zesty Tex-Mex dressing, the rich-tasting cheddar, or the surprising crunch of the tortilla chips that keeps everyone coming back. But we're not complaining. To get the recipe for our taco potato salad, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a taco twisted way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Thunderstorm chances in the forecast today and through most of the week for that matter. Chris Reese will have you the details in his first alert forecast next. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. Call our hotline. Volunteers will help with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 85 points. The NASDAQ 71 points in the plus column. The S&P 500 up 16. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yockey. Happy July.
Yeah, I guess all of a sudden, if you can call that forecast that Chris is talking about happy, on again, off again, it's going to be tough to make hay for our Wisconsin farmers. But again, it is what it is. That's kind of the market's reaction to Mark. On Friday, we got big numbers from the U.S. Department of Agriculture on the number of corn and soybean acres that actually did get planted. Now, you got to remember, they did this survey at the front part of June where there was at least 17% of all acres that could go one way or the other. So the market was confused completely completely on Friday when the numbers came out. They showed like a 2% increase in overall corn acres for 2019. I've had the story up on my social media streams for the past couple of hours, and everybody says the same thing. Let's see what the harvest numbers look like come October and November. I'm with you there. So markets are taking a nosedive because of this confusion, because it's a holiday influenced week. So we're down double digits on our corn, on our soybeans, on our wheat. Just a tough day. Everybody kind of exiting to the sidelines, trying to get some hard information from the fields. We also have the government saying they know they goofed up as far as the June numbers, so they're going to resurvey 14 states, primarily in the upper Midwest. Later in the month of July, they'll use those revised numbers in their August USDA crop report. So already kind of doing a backpedal on what they released on Friday. Dairy is one of the commodities that's actually doing pretty good today. We're double digits higher on fluid milk contracts right now. Barrel cheese, though, did drop a penny today to 178. 40-pound block cheese gained another 3/4 cent to 186.5. The AA butter today also remains unchanged. So, like I said, everybody's all focused in on the weather. Looks like it's going to be kind of a tough week, though, for people that have big plans for outdoors, especially on 4th of July. But I don't know. What does Chris have to say?
I don't know. Let's find out. Thank you, Pam. Chris is standing by. What do you got to say, Chris?
I'll say what. It'll be a week that you have to play a little splash and dash. Don't cancel any plans, but there are going to be rain chances just about each and every day. Let's take a look back at the month of June really quickly. It started out on a very warm note. We got cool in the middle of the month, if you don't remember. And I mean, let's talk back to Father's Day. Temperatures were in the 50s for most of the day. And then we warmed on up to round things out. In fact, we had our first 90-degree temperature the other day. It was also a very wet month. We didn't make it a single week of June without rain on more than one day. So we really saw the precipitation, especially over the past couple of days. It has been wet, and well, that was the case this morning over parts of the area as well. This is Grant County, eastern Grant County at that. They had a flash flood earlier today. We're talking radar rainfall estimates of much as 6.9 inches. So the rain really came down as it sat over the same spot earlier. Now, thankfully, they're free of any rainfall at the moment. Things have cleared out, things have dried out for us. But let's put this into motion and just show you the last 12 hours. Watch how the showers and thunderstorms, particularly in this line, begin to line up, and they just kind of sit there and move over that same area going through the morning hours. So that's why they saw so much rain. They saw the road covered in water, along with a couple of mudslides there. But since then, yes, things have cleared out for us, and we are still seeing a few isolated showers up through southern Minnesota. That'll move into northern Wisconsin as we go through time, and I do think that's where the greatest threat is for seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms later on. That goes back through southeastern Minnesota as well. Here in Madison, we're under a slight risk. We're at marginal risk, rather, for those strong to severe thunderstorms. I think most of us, though, are going to end up lucking out. We'll see how much instability we can get, but the sky is just now starting to clear from the cloud cover earlier on, and so I think that's going to delay things quite a bit and work to keep us drier. Here's the look outside right now. Yes, you can see some of that cloud cover. Temperatures are right at 80 degrees. All of us are seeing those temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. 79 in Janesville right now. Lone Rock also at 80. Platteville now back at 80. Let's put this into motion, though. We'll see those temperatures top out around 85 or so. We'll stay dry, but I can't rule out the isolated chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. It's overnight that we'll start to see some showers around central Wisconsin work their way towards the south, but then we'll see more chances for showers and thunderstorms into Tuesday morning and then likely redeveloping into Tuesday afternoon. So I think Tuesday ends up shaping up wetter than we did today. That'll also keep the heat into season check. So tomorrow morning, it's going to feel like the low 90s once the sun comes up. But as soon as we get those showers and thunderstorms starting to develop by the afternoon, that's where temperatures are going to feel like they're in the 70s. But when will we see temperatures perhaps return to the 70s? Well, watch this. This hot, hazy, humid air mass sticks around for a little bit, but cooler air is in Canada. That's going to take a little bit of control for us as we go through the end of the week and into the weekend. So by Saturday, it is possible that despite the rain chances, we will actually see those temperatures close to average, which is 80.
That's quite a forecast you got there, Chris.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of everything in this forecast. Welcome to the roller coaster ride, but I'll tell you what, it is the rinse and repeat as we go through the next couple of days. The forecast today will be the same thing tomorrow. It'll be the same thing Wednesday and on Thursday.
Don't cancel anything, but keep an eye on the sky.
Yep.
All right, Chris, thank you. Up next in noon, Linda Bartsch is here from the Bruce Company, taking your plant and garden questions. 270-9933, the number to call. We'll get to your questions right after this.
You may
Linda Bartsch from the Bruce Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. Haven't seen you in a while. You got some nice plants here. These all perennials, or?
Well, it's a mix. The bergamot is a perennial. The caladium is not. That's an annual. This is here with the green and red. The artemisia is. This daisy, I think it looks really nice. It's got a cute name, banana cream. Daisies are difficult to survive, but the phlox is a perennial.
And still plant, plenty of time.
Oh, sure.
Plenty of growing season.
And you don't have to water.
That's sure true. That's true. Let's start with Judy from Rock Springs. Hi, Judy.
Hi. My question is that I have trumpet vines, but there's a lot of branches that don't have any leaves on them. So do I cut those back, or what do I do with that?
Well, if there's a lot of branches that have not leafed out by this time, by July, then prune them off. If you want to check to see if something's alive, scratch the outer bark. If there's green on the interior, then there's still life in there. But if it's gone this long in the season, just prune that away and get it out of the way so the rest of the growth can develop.
Okay, let's go to Linda from McFarland. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Mark. My question is regarding the pine trees. Now, we have lost 2 pine trees, and I see other trees in the area that are just losing major branches, and it's mugo pines, and it tends to be more of a long needle pine.
Long needle.
Is there a blight in the area that you know of that's taking out pine trees that is affecting?
Yes, and I'm glad that you specified longer needles, because that's a totally different issue than with the shorter needled spruce that are having issues. So with the pine, if it's the new growth is still healthy, and the older needles that are impacted, you can contact an arborist and have that sprayed. It's probably you're going to have to go with a professional that will do the treatment, because you need the proper timing. But with some of the trees, they are so unsightly that probably they're just going to...
I see a lot of brown trees. Is it from the polar vortex? Was the winter dew them in?
Well, not with the pine and the spruce. Those are diseases that have been impacting those trees for quite some time. Japanese maples, we lost a lot of Japanese maples, unfortunately, last year. That's because we haven't had that 35 below in 10, 15, almost 20 years. So there were some things that died. And burning bush, a lot of them died because of the polar vortex also.
All right, let's go to Todd in Baraboo. Hi, Todd.
Hi.
What's your question?
I got burning bushes. I've been growing them for years, and it hasn't come back.
Yes.
And I noticed around the neighborhood they're like that too.
So you want to know what to do?
Yeah, I would like to know what to do.
Okay. Well, if there isn't any sign of life on them by now, see, some of these burning bushes, a few I've noticed they were actually girdled by meadow mice, or there's different creatures, voles that do that. But if you don't see any sign of life coming to it, then you're just forced to dig it out and replace it.
But if there's green on the bottom, just cut off the top?
You can cut off the dead, and it will revitalize, and you're going to have to do some work to have it look decent, but they can come back.
We've gotten calls every week on
Yes.
this, so
Yes, lots of them died
tough
this year.
winter. All right, Mary in Madison. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
Hi, what's your question?
Question is, I have anemones under a shady tree. I don't know what type they are, but they are done blooming. Should I cut away their green and all the other things that are now done as of the bloom, or should I just let the sun warm up that plant, and does it store energy for next year? I know it goes dormant in the summer, anemone.
It goes dormant in the summer. Interesting. Maybe we're not thinking of the same plant, because I have anemones that have gotten done blooming and they're starting to set seed, and I don't want them to spread, so I'm cutting that off. But if it's dying back, just remove the leaves. Maybe it's, you might be talking about a bulb, and as long as it's brown, get rid of it.
All right.
Rhizomes.
Oh, the rhizomes. I'm going to put you on hold. Why don't you two can talk off the air, because we're out of time.
Yes.
Stay on the line if you're there, Linda. Thank you. Let's get one final check of the forecast from Chris.
Hello, guys. It's another hot and steamy day for sure. Now that we're starting to see more in the way of some sunshine, we have to keep the storm chances around, but I think the storm chances today are going to be mainly north of Madison, and then gradually sink southward overnight and then into Tuesday morning. Tuesday itself will likely be a rinse and repeat kind of day of today, though I do think Tuesday will be a bit more stormy than today will be overall. We'll keep that going all the way into Thursday and Friday. A cold front arrives. That keeps temperatures around average for the weekend, but then watch what happens after that. We bounce right back in the temperature department. So it's summer around here. It is July after all. Let's just enjoy it while we can.
Yep, just take it easy. Stay cool. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.